What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Post-Mortem Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Swaggy Dr. Kush, and this is my other wonderful co-host, Mr. Doctor. How we doing, Doc?
I'm doing good. Yourself? The intro may be a bit slightly confusing. Swaggy may just be talking just as we're going in transition. I'm not entirely sure. Still a few teasing issues that we're working out on the technical side, but we are getting there. On tonight's roster of debates to talk about, we have the Swag Bucket, the Scum Bucket, the Swag Bag, PT 117 and PT 118. 117? Yes. No, hang on. No, 118 and 119. Well, close enough. PT 117 may be mentioned. We haven't had a chance to talk about. Well, this is our first or second one of this year. We haven't been busy and been unable to do them, but now we are back. We are ready to go. And with that, I feel like we should go into a rundown of what happened at PT 118 here, Swaggy.
Yes, we should, because I was on my deathbed, so I actually missed a lot of it. I don't really know what happened besides the title fight, so absolutely, I'd be down to get into that.
Okay, so let's get straight into
it. It looks like a lot of savages came back too. A lot of animals came back that I'm sad I missed.
Like the first two fights were wild, to say the least. So firstly, you had Trixie making his return. He won his fight on the unaired. He went 1-0, then became 2-0 with his first fight using using Max Holloway versus MPA's Masvidal. At moments, it definitely didn't look like he was gonna be dropped. Like, he did get dropped a few times. The power of Masvidal definitely coming out, but Trixie came back like he always does, and that's why it's not really Holloway's chin since he was at lightweight. Like, that's another issue you do run into that as well, though.
Yep. And then I see Samurai Robin returned against B3 Goat. Oh no, I'm gonna say Robin, but did Goat win?
Yeah, Goat won.
Did Goat grapple?
No, he used Nick Diaz.
Goat strike?
Yeah.
Goat was striking and he won?
Yeah.
Oh, J-Dye must have been going crazy.
No, it was a Nick Diaz versus Darren Till. I mean, Robin looked really good on that back foot. He genuinely did. If you didn't see the fight, highly encourage you to go back and watch this entire card because it is stacked top to bottom. So Robin came out and was playing on that back foot, using a lot of that movement and playing defensively. But Goat came forward and he just came out like a different breed. It's lovely to see the adaptations, especially part of that B3 camp, and he's finally gone from a Buck type style to a Bang Bang type style, and it's great to see. I look forward to seeing how that's going to further go now from here.
I really love it. I really love to hear that because Goat's been getting so disrespected on his striking. So I'm really happy to see that he came out.
The issue with Goat was it's kind of the case of a lot of his fights, which have been at the higher end of this division, have been a lot of grappling classes. I mean, more predominantly his title fight, in which the fifth round consisted only of him shooting takedowns. I think is a fair assessment to say. So that's kind of the issue that Goat has been always kind of fighting against, are these takedowns. And it's nice to see this developed striking coming about, because as you progress in this game, as you see the more high level players play, it's normally the case of the striking's there to set up the grappling's there to set up the striking. As we always say on commentary, as we always quote, it's about adjustments, and having both abilities is really key in this game.
Sir. I absolutely agree with that. You need both abilities. And moving forward to having both abilities, the next fight is Rolling Thunder versus Amazon, and neither of them have both abilities. So I'm curious to actually hear who won that fight.
Did you just say neither of them have both abilities?
Yeah, they can strike.
Amazon's a fairly well-rounded person. I would argue he's definitely leaning towards a more Bobby Green type style. But even Bobby Green has managed to have a submission against Tony Ferguson. I watched Tony Ferguson, but that's beside the point.
All right, don't get me wrong. Amazon has dragged his balls across my chin in the striking department. So trust me, I know he's a good striker.
Amazon's one of our oldest competitors in PT. He's been competing since nearly day dot.
Grappling, I'd argue that I like Amazon. I don't want to go down this route. I don't want to.
You don't want to go down this route. Well, the man was on a +3, and he managed to get it to a +4. But
5-4 is a horrible record, though. I gotta say.
Okay, put it this way. So he was DMing me like 4, 5 fights ago, where he was like 1-4, going, I will make it onto the main card, and he's done that. The man, he's come back positive. He's gone on a win streak, and he's ended up in this position, and it's genuinely impressive. And it's kind of the way Amazon's always thought. I mean, it may be offensive to say, but Amazon style very much warrants it to a fight of the night style, where he ends up being a 50-50 fighter, depending on the case.
Yes, Amazon was TST back in the day. So and all of us had that style where we rather put on a show than actually go for the win. And that's actually how Amazon goes in and fights. He fights to have fun. And that's that's why I like to watch Amazon. I like Amazon. Amazon's a cool guy. And I'm actually impressed that Amazon's on a 4-fight win streak in the PS division currently. He's on the lower barrel of things. Taking out Rolling Thunder, though, is a very huge win on his resume, because Thunder had a fucking crazy beginning.
Would you like to know how this finish came about as well?
Go for it. The way you said that sounds like wild.
Rolling Thunder. So Amazon gets hit by an axe kick, gets dropped flat on his face. I believe it was onto Neon Belly. Amazon's nearly out. He ends up getting onto bottom. He ends up saving himself. He then gets a reversal. He ends up in Neon Belly himself, and then kills Rolling Thunder.
Okay.
Like, it was a mad 10 seconds of just insanity.
Oh, wow. So it could have been either man's fight.
Yeah, it really could have been either man's fight up until that point. However, it should be noted, we did have the return of Mr. Sprinkle Winkles.
Beautiful.
Just about the t-shirt.
Can't fucking believe I missed it. All right, so
Swaggy's really sad. He's gonna be watching the car back after this.
I was on my deathbed, bro. Like, could not make it. In the ER the next day. However, moving forward, Art of War versus Naznim. Naznim won that, right?
Yes.
All right, Naznim 3-0. I won't say anything yet. I told Naznim the second he takes his first L in PT, I'm going to shit on him, because he is the he's the creator of the banana picture. He is the creator of the world famous banana photo.
I can't believe that.
He's the one that came and got the screenshot, the world famous banana picture.
That is mental.
The reason that I am on brand with bananas now. And he's 3-0. I can't talk shit yet. Art of War is a really solid win too, because Art of War is a great fighter. I had Art of War going for I had him fucking up there earlier.
I mean, I don't know if this is going to be classed as throwing him under the bus, but I feel like Art of War doesn't know if he's coming or going right now. Because he's had 2 losses and he's left the league twice. It's really kind of weird. Art of War seems to take these losses really hard. He does seem to be able to bounce back from it, but at the same time he isn't. It's a very weird situation to see a competitor in, but I feel as I mentioned, Art War is a very, very strong competitor in terms of that in terms of the striking prowess, and so I mean, he fought Mix-Ups before this, which is not an easy fight.
No,
not at all. He got
submitted
by Mix-Ups, and Mix-Ups is very fluent on the ground as well. Part of that.
Yeah. So Art of War is somebody that came in on a 3-fight win streak, had a lot of hype behind him.
And now he's gone on a -2. Yeah,
via the comms booth, via us, and now he's on a -2. So I do understand where the stress is coming from. I mean, we've all been through it as esports competitors. Like, I mean, I go through it all the time. I constantly take weeks off because I'm like, fuck this game. But you just gotta learn to live another day. It's like,
no, you're definitely true there.
These guys in the real UFC can't fucking just leave the league every time they take an L. So and they're getting their asses whooped for real.
No, I mean, I suppose in the case of Art of War, he's coming very hot. He's coming as a very high level contender, and so he's fought a lot. He's fought Mix-Ups and Naznim back to back, and so that's on a -2. I know he is fighting on the unaired, so so it's very possible that he's going to bounce back after this.
He'll bounce back. He will for sure be back. He's a very strong competitor.
He's one of those competitors where he's going to be going against people who are pushing his skill level, and then people who are above his skill level, and then he's just going to have to figure out that place. But again, that's the idea of when you compete in a league like this is unlike other leagues which run rate classes or such, where you're fighting people of your same skill level, this style permits itself to always pushing you to get better, because you're going to be fighting guys who are going to have different techniques and have different ideas of how to implement the correct game plan, which is what you saw in the next fight after this, actually. And so it's all about making those adjustments, making the reads, and understanding what your opponent's thought process is and using their IQ in your favor a lot of the time, because that's a lot of the time you notice the people who are getting better, who are always improving and adapting and just becoming the most dominant within the league and with the community, is they're fighting top players. They're always fighting the top of the top, and they're always learning stuff. You pick different stuff up, different ideas, different methods, and those are the core things you want to be doing, especially in a game like this where the game doesn't necessarily teach you the mechanics or teach you how stuff works. It throws you in the deep ends and goes, learn it, and then you kind of just have to work it out and see what's going to be happening.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. That's exactly how this game is. And moving on to the next fight, which was Brazil Lucas versus WR Nasty. I love that name, by the way.
So
Brazil Lucas is a crazy grappler.
Yeah, he is a crazy grappler, and you saw that in this fight. So this fight earned Fight of the Night by a long margin, by a seriously long margin. Because
was it a grapple fest?
So it was a grapple fest, but in all the best ways.
Yeah, no, that's like when you have two very high level grapplers, it's interesting. It's really
but
fun
McNasty
to watch.
came out as Taito Avasa.
What?
McNasty came out as Taito Avasa, and Brazil Lucas came out as Alexei Oleinik. Now, now, even in the current state of the game, so the current state of the game is very much half a ton of double leg bales, depending on who you fight. That's just the fact. And it's not great. And hopefully it's going to get patched. Just add a bit of a stamp in, you'll be fine. We can talk about patches a bit later on in this podcast. But I do think the most recent patch is very effective, but we'll get onto that later. So Brazil Lucas came out first round. He's staying back. He's playing behind that black line. He's playing how you want to be playing Oleinik, very sim style, looking for these takedowns. He had some fabulous entries, genuinely fabulous, and this comes from a grappler like myself. Impressive across the board, very fluid. He did manage to get one sub in at the very first round, but then the second round comes in, and McNasty has just understood what he's got to do for this sub game. He's racing every sub. He's getting out, even with a stamina deficit. On the feet, he's playing perfectly. And Brazil Lucas is still looking really good. Third round, finally gets the sub and finally gets that win. But again, what I'm saying, I don't think doesn't encapsulate the impressiveness or the skill that was shown by both of them and the competitive level during that entire fight. So if you want to watch it, it's still on YouTube. After this, go back and watch that PT 118 Fight of the Night, McNasty versus Brazil Lucas at heavyweight. It's a fantastic fight, genuinely.
FSK Driz.
Yeah, that fight went about as well as you can expect it to go. Man's 2-0, he was doing good, but it's Driz. He's been around the bush so many times that it's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I'm really happy he's back. I had said that a couple weeks ago that I'm very happy to see Driz return. Driz is somebody that I had shit on earlier in the season because he took that first L. And I think
his one loss is to Webbo, which is weird.
Yeah, he lost to Webbo, and I was like, "Oh, Driz is fucking washed." And then now he's on the plus 4.
Now he's on the plus 4. Yep, exactly.
So
title contention next, maybe.
John Africa. Wait, I'm just looking at this fucking card right now, and this shit's so stacked up. I'm so sad.
Do you want to guess who our performance of the night was?
Oh my God, Kaihan, huh?
No, it was John Africa.
It was John Africa? Oh, thank God. Okay,
so it was Alex Pereira by Kaihan and Izzy Adesanya by John Africa. And John Africa, this man came out and put on a clinic. Like CVS style, on the back foot, all around the place, peppering the body, working it fantastically, grappling included. It was just a nightmare.
Nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
What do you mean?
I want to nip that in the bud. We are not going to refer to greatness as CV level anymore because CV until CV gets back to that level.
Well, we got some interesting news. If you want
we always have fucking interesting news with CV because Mans is retiring, coming out of retirement every week.
Well, CV's back.
Every week.
CV's back. And
yeah, I know he's
John
back.
Africa.
I know. Oh, that's going to be a crazy fight. I need John Africa to cut a promo because that was going to be the next thing. I'm so excited.
He cut a promo. That's how we got the fight.
Oh, I miss so much. So see, the thing is, this is why I'm so excited John Africa won. I'm not dick riding right now. John Africa's the man. John Africa knows I love John Africa. And here's why. He runs circles around you motherfuckers with cutting promos, bro. Run circles around you.
No, in fairness. Yeah.
Makes you look like you do not want to be here. Like John Africa is playing the role of a WWE superstar and a fucking MMA champion. He is a fucking gold boy.
Yeah,
he's out there grinding.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely.
That's why I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because I always get hyped when John Africa fights. I always get hyped when he fights.
The man has a way of talking. The man just has a way of talking and a way with words that he's genuinely
absolutely.
You don't see.
And we'll talk more about this when we get into the next card because now I want to fly through this. I'm just gonna give you guesses and you tell me if I'm right. This is gonna be funny. Vuck versus Pug. Vuck beat the dog shit out of Pug.
So you know how WR are very good with game planning?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically kind of the fight. So you had the first. So the first round was very much Vuck tried to grapple, Pug out grappled. So Vuck went on the back foot and just picked apart, won the round. Come the second round, Vuck tries grappling again, had success and subs Pug, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. WR is really, really good with the game planning. And there's a lot of fucking WR guys in this league right now. A lot of them. They're kind of taking over. Them and AKA are like really.
Yeah, no, those are the two main. I was going to say those are the two main camps kicking about on PS, but you also have HS.
Yeah, and then you have SFK, FSK, who has, Fad, and then all of these other savages.
BFAP and KM.
And KM, yeah. Like I'll get into mix-ups versus Dave. I actually think, you know what? Okay. Dave had a big upset, didn't he?
You telling me or asking?
Yeah, Dave had a big upset, didn't he? Dave beat mix-ups.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yes, I knew it! I fucking knew it!
It was weird.
Let's go, Dave!
It was weird in a good way because, no offense to Dave, and this is meant wholeheartedly as a man, as his entire career is going on a +5 and then losing 5. Like,
yeah, nah, Dave is very known for
winning a bunch and then just getting absolutely decimated out of rankings.
He gives back what he takes.
Yeah.
Like, he'll take 3 and give 3. Like,
I mean, I feel like it's also the fact he probably fights to his opponent's skill level.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's very much the case of people who go, like, +5 and then -5.
Now, when he fights me...
What, he absolutely decimated you?
He don't fight to my skill level, little bitch. That's why he always gets Scumbucket of the Week.
Jesus. So what, is that your official Scumbucket of the Week?
No. I don't. No. He's not. We'll let him slide. We'll let him slide this week.
Yeah, but it seems like, I believe it was a Volkanovski pick versus an Oliveira, and Dave just came out and absolutely used that power of Volkanovski fantastically, getting I think Mix-Up went for a head kick and then got countered off by Dave and getting a sweet KO that way. It was a very impressive performance.
Yeah, he's a block breaking god. like when you talk about block breaking,
I think he was playing off the back foot for the most part as well.
Nah, I promise you there was some block breaking in there. When you talk about Dave, you can't talk about block breaking. When you talk about block breaking, you can't talk about Dave. And when Dave was a camp free agent, I cannot believe he didn't end up in B3 because B3 is the land of the block breakers. I mean, Dave belongs there, but I mean, he's doing just fine at AKA. So like,
yeah, he's doing lovely.
Wow, B3, don't come after me. I love y'all.
I'm going to say, it's weird to say that Dave and CV are both in the same camp, judging by that just statement there.
Bro, AKA is full of like random ass, but like they all have a really specific and fucking what's his name? Fucking
I don't know.
The leader. What's his name? Fucking
MG?
Never mind. No, not MG.
But
the other
MG's
one.
in AKA as well.
MG is in KKA, and so is fucking. I can't think of any of the people that I want to. Never mind. Moving on. Fucking Right versus Goated. We're seeing more SVG guys come into the pro level, and that makes me happy.
You know how SVG are like known for their Moroccan lion style of switch kick, body kick, switch kick, body kick, which isn't really effective on UFC 5 because it's been chucked out the window basically, including the spin and elbow. Yeah, SVG...
Nah, but they have new. They have their new ways.
Are they not flying through the air with the bicycle kit again, or they stopped that as well? Or did they get patched out?
I don't know if it got patched out. I sparred one the other day because I was SVG way back when, and so I still spar them every now and then, and I just want to see the new play style, the new cheats. Yeah. And it was just kind of what's that jump in front kick?
The crane kick?
Yeah, it was the crane kick, but like they were doing it like with a feint, but like fast.
I haven't got a clue.
However, they are all very impressive with their crazy style. I mean, you could compare a style like mine and Rolling Thunder to the way SVG fighters fight as well.
Yeah, I feel like Rolling Thunder may benefit from joining SVG.
We're just a little more controlled. Yeah, and we can't fight. We can't fight with calves.
I feel like with the chaos of Rolling Thunder, he may benefit from the SVG camp in the long run.
And he is nice with Mr. Sparkles, so maybe Mr. Sparkles belongs. However, yeah, I'm assuming Ripe won this because Ripe's my guy. Ripe lost.
Yeah.
Oh, Ripe, you were right there. You needed one more.
Really, really clinical. I think is the only way to say it.
You needed one more, Ripe.
It was Chito Vera versus Peter Yan.
They're gonna keep calling you a gatekeeper, right? I'm never gonna call you a gatekeeper, but they're gonna keep calling you a gatekeeper, right? They're gonna keep saying it. You can't keep losing the big one, right?
Are you okay, Swaggy?
No, I'm not okay.
I can tell, mate. I can tell. Oh my god.
I would have lost the house. I would have lost all my channel points.
So Ripe very much got overwhelmed by Peter Yan. It was purely the case of Peter Yan went forward, put the pressure on, and caused some chaos there. That was kind of how that fight went. It was very much just brute strength. So condolences to Ripe. He'll be back. It's Ripe. He was number one. He's always at the top of that division. I have no concern about that. Goated was then in our main event because Smudger was off ill, so he's back this week. And he'll be fighting the interim, so he's fighting the interim champ, which I suppose we'll just give over the co-main event for a second because that's got an interesting story. SVGA Goated and MG went to what way?
I mean, I'm assuming MG won.
Yeah. MG won.
AKA MG, yeah.
MG looked really good. He nicked the Peter Yan pick and put on a masterclass there as well. Apparently, he was just not a Peter Yan at bantamweight. It was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But it worked. I mean, it was impressive and it worked nicely.
I'm excited to see MG versus Smudger. Smudger's been just taking AKA guys out left and right.
Who did he take out
Josh?
last time? Oh yeah, that was his fight before that. PT 117.
Yes. However, did Keza beat Mozzie?
Well, Keza
lost to Mozzie.
No.
Keza beat Mozzie.
No.
Keza didn't come.
Yep.
Keza no showed.
Basically.
Oh, what the fuck, Keza?
Yep. Basically.
You were right there, Keza.
Basically.
You were right there. I'm going to have the same conversation with you that I just had with Ripe. You were right there. You keep blowing the big ones. Stop blowing the big ones.
He could have a title shot if he won. Literally. If he won, he would have had a title shot. Simple. Literally. Would have had the title shot that he has been wanting.
We just want to see Fad versus Keza.
Keza has been wanting a title shot since he's been 3-0. Like, forever. Like, since about the start of the season. Like, he went 3-0. And he's been wanting the title shot since. And we've always said, one more win and you can have it. One more and you're fine. Every time, every hurdle, whether it's Decay got Bill's fight, which we ended up scoring a no contest due to its own bloody issues, which, fair enough, that fight was a mess. And he's had multiple opportunities, and this time round, he's got given an opportunity, and it was a no. He just didn't show. So, instead, as a last-minute replacement, we got Frosty MMA, a guy who was on the +3 street, on the +3 himself, so he fought Mazzy. And that fight went about as well as you could expect on last minute's notice for Frosty, with Frosty getting the win.
Yes! Because you want to know why he got the win? Because Frosty's ice cold, baby! Let's go! Let's go!
Oh my god, I was not expecting fucking that comeback. He's like,
oh my god! Oh my god, and we got Fatinator versus Frosty this week! I'm sorry.
I've never heard you so happy.
Ah! Listen, I'm a massive Frosty fan, alright?
Jesus, I've never heard you this bloody happy in my life. It's mental.
Massive Frosty fan. You can go back in old promos when Humble edited them up, and like anytime Frosty was in the main event, I was screaming, calling him ice cold. Like Frosty's that guy. He is going to be the Xbox champion. I don't know if it's gonna be this week because Fatinator, he's past ice cold. We'll talk about that because
we'll talk about that in a second when we get up to it. So,
oh my god!
I feel like before we move on to our next to this week's card, let's see if you have Scumbucket or Swagbag.
I don't have a Scumbucket because
okay.
I didn't watch the card, so I'm not going to disrespect.
Do I have a suggestion for Scumbucket?
Yeah, go for it.
Keza. If you really want, but I mean that's your call.
Congratulations, Keza! You're this week's Scumbucket of the week, and it's crazy because the last time I gave out a Scumbucket of the week, it was K Got Bills, who was against you, and now I'm giving it to you. So that's actually wild. That's actually wild.
No, that's not a fit. Oh, fuck it.
And
I've said it now.
Our swag bag is gonna go to, I'm proud of you, kiddo. It's gonna go to AKA Dave. I've given him so many Scumbuckets before. I'm happy he got this win. It was a massive win. A 1-seed mix-ups, 10-seed AKA Dave. He came out. Doc said he put the work on him. I'm giving him the swag bag this week.
Okay then. So
this card's fucking stacked. Starting off with Elite King
it's
versus
really
Not
stacked.
Nasty.
So you got Elite King versus McNasty.
Yeah.
Elite King has only won. His last win was at the G. His last wins were at the GP, if I remember correctly. Or he may have won one more, and then he's been on 2 losing streaks since. It was something along those lines.
He might be cooked. Elite King. I'm so confused seeing that TK because I always assumed he was EK because they're the Elite Kings.
I don't think he's ever been EK.
Which is the weird part. Yeah, it's very weird. They must. I don't know. But
I mean,
yeah,
you got Kingsman, you got Elite King, you got so many kings about the place.
I got Elite King in this.
Okay.
One.
I mean, from what I saw from McNasty, it'll be interesting to see, judging by your mention of his grappling. So
we'll see what happens. Moving forward, we got Mozzie versus Jinja, and I got Mozzie. Jinja's washed. Jinja's washed. Jinja's done so on the pro. Jinja's done so on the pro scene. He knows how I feel. He knows how I feel about it. We've had these conversations before. I've told him that I'd KO him in 1 round on any comp fight. So that's how confident I am in Mozzie. Poor Jinja. I hope he proves me wrong. I love Jinja. He's good at Fortnite, man. He carries in Fortnite. UFC, not so much. Moving forward, we got Kaihan versus Proxer.
That's going to be a possible fight of the night.
Proxer sounds familiar, but I can't really put a nail on who he is.
I assume he's a boxer. I believe he's a boxer. I think we've seen him a few times, part of the NM camp though, so that's what going to be Smudge's camp and Stash part of with Naz. So you know
Yes,
it's
sir.
going to mean bloody business there as well, though.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Kaihen's very good though, but he's on a -1, so he's got to come pick it up. But Proxer, obviously, the NM guys obviously want to move up in the rankings as Smudge has just been holding it down. And then we got moving forward another EK guy, Warrior versus another EK guy, EK Apollo.
Yeah, I've just realised that. Well, sometimes that's sometimes the way it goes. It gives us perfect opportunity to mention that if you're in the same camp, sometimes you're going to fight each other. That's the way this works. If it's up the rankings and someone's got to fight for a spot and he's your camp mate, well, tough luck. You're going to be fighting each other. That's sometimes the way it works.
Yeah. I always
EK
say
Warrior's fairly new though. I haven't seen him competing for. I know the name, but I haven't seen him compete for a long time. Like UFC 3 time, I feel like was the last time I saw the name on any type of card.
intro versus Attican is going to be a good fight as well.
Yeah, Atkin's making his Xbox debut.
Yes, Attican's 2-0, coming from unaired it looks, and Attican is very good. Intro is also very good. They're both good. I'm expecting this fight to be very classy at welterweight. Moving forward, we got Goated, who is just in a fucking title fight against Amazon,
which
who has
tells
a perfect...
you how stacked this card is, because he's number 9, and we got the number 9 ranks on both consoles fighting on the prelims.
Yes.
It really tells you just how weird this card is.
Yes. And then we got wow. And Amazon, this is like a perfect opportunity for Amazon to like prove himself. Because, I mean, Doc said earlier, Amazon had DM'd him when he was still 1-4, saying, I will make it to the main card. Now he's on a +4, 5-4. Ugly ass fucking record. But with that being aside,
his win streak is about as big as his actual loss is. So that's...
Yes, and he could right now beat the last title contender, which would look huge on his resume.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving forward to a fight that I'm excited for, the return of Call Me Swag, which, sir, I will call him Swag. He is 3-0. He fights like a demon. Coming off of suspension, I'm very excited that he's back, and we will get the very anticipated Swaggy Call Me Swag interview going very soon. And then he's facing George.
Yeah.
Which honestly, George, I respect it, buddy. Everybody got these crazy names, all these random ass letters, fucking zeros as O's, and you just... Oh wait, no, you do have.
He does have a 0.
But you just... It's George. It's George. It's fucking easy. It's fucking... I respect it. I do think my boy...
to say than some names, yeah, especially.
I do think Call Me Swag dog walks George, but George is 2-0. I just don't know who George is, but George could show me who he is. We'll see. Well, we gotta learn. We go learn on Saturday.
So
and then, the main card.
This is where we start getting into the really interesting part. But like, do not get us wrong. Like, the prelims are probably one of the most stacked prelims we've had for a while, and it's a really good prelims. You're going to see a lot of potential fight nights there. But the main card is where you start seeing the full names, the names that have been growing across this entire season. And the main card starts off with KM Scarface, who swapped camps from EK to KM, firstly. So that's going to be really interesting to see. This man's 4-1 on a +3, and he's fighting Trixie, who's just won last week. And so he's fighting again now, looking to be 3-0 in welterweight. That's an interesting fight.
The last man to beat Fatinator under the Primetime banner was Trixie. I'm just throwing that out there.
Very, very true.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Very true.
Very happy to see Trixie back. All the respect goes to Trixie, and Scarface is a very good competitor. So Scarface,
I'm interested to see how the camp change is going to affect him.
Trixie?
No, Scarface.
Oh, Scarface.
Because
he wasn't always.
No, he was originally EK. He went from Elite Kings to Kingsman.
Oh.
Which again, camp names issues. Please stop calling yourself Kings, I beg.
KM is a very stacked camp. Not saying EK's not, but KM has.
Definitely sounds like it.
They're not as stacked as KM. Listen, they're not. And KM is very stacked. Because KM has the top of the top. They have top barrel fighters. And I feel like Scarface could learn from guys like Robin, could learn from guys like Mix-Ups, could learn from guys at the very top of the pool there. This one's gonna be a good fight, I believe, especially if KM prepares him correctly. And then obviously Trixie is still BFAT.
Mm-hmm. Trixie's still looking always good, always out there, and always ready to come out with a fight. So that fight's going to be a barn burner itself. And that, from one Xbox fight, we go on to the PS side. Now, this fight I'm interested in only because of my instinct is to say I'm going to expect seeing some wrestling, but after his performance that we mentioned at PT 117, no 118, sorry, against Robin, it's Ripe versus Goat. And I feel like Goat is the type of person who's going to have confidence in those hands. It's really going to be a case of Ripe's going to have to dissuade him to actually make him shoot a takedown. Like, Ripe's going to have to come out with something big to make Goat shoot a takedown, I feel like, in this.
Man, this fight kind of makes me sad.
Why?
Because, like...
What, you like both of them?
Man... Ripe should be in the title picture right now. Like, Ripe should have that interim belt. Like,
I mean, you could be, given the current looking of the general PS division, it's very possible that Ripe, if he gets this win and he gets another one, he could be looking at another title shot very easily. It's nothing for certain, but with the way, if you look at the main card and the way the PS side could develop, it's very possible that if he wins this, if he wins another one, he could.
I hope he takes that loss on the chin and moves forward quickly from it because we've seen him stumble.
Because he's got a fight this Saturday.
I know. He has a massive fight against Goat, and Goat is looking impressive. Obviously, he just beat Robin, and I'm just hoping Ripe stays on the right path and can come in and compete. But that don't think I'm rooting against Goat, because I like Goat too. I mean, he a little rat, but I like Goat too. Goat cool. And you know, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good classful fight. They're both good strikers. They're both good grapplers. And well, maybe Goat's not the best striker, but they're both talented, and I'm excited to see the fight. I just want to see Ripe in the title picture. I want to see Ripe prove all of these people saying he's a gatekeeper wrong, but it's not looking good for him. Oh. But fuck the next fight, I'm fucking geeking right now.
Yeah. So this next fight, I want to say, was arguably created from a really, really good call out at the same time, and it's a fight that just makes sense given everything that's happened over the last. From Saturday with John Africa's performance. And that fight is John Africa versus CV in the middleweight division. So John Africa's in rank 7, 4-1 on a +2. CV's 2-0. CV's got that former championship behind him. So and he's been at the top of the division countless times. So that's also helping his effect there. So that one is really interesting to see. It's going to be really interesting to see how that develops, and especially with my comments earlier about John Africa putting off a CVS type performance, I'm even more so looking forward to how this fight's going to play out, because it really could just be a technical masterclass by both of them. It really could.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to refer to masterclass performances as CVS performances. However, CV was in my chat yesterday.
You hearing this? Swaggy hates you, apparently.
CV was in my chat yesterday, and CV said with sad eyes, "Are you commentating this Saturday?" And I said, "Yes, I am. Making my return to the booth. However, not important." And then he said, "Because I want to show you my new defensive buffs." And he's just been on this troll since before UFC 5 even came out. There's no defensive buffs. It's the same defense that it's always been, CV.
Well, we can talk about how the game has been updated once we've done it. We'll get
there's some head movement fixes, but I'm still mad, Doc. I'm still mad. I'm still mad at CV. I'm still mad at CV.
I know.
Naznim versus Dave.
There you go. That's all you needed. All you needed was another mental injection of a fight, and that is, as you mentioned, Dave versus Naznin. Both of these guys on a +3. Dave coming off a win over mix-ups. I mean, that's definitely going to push him near title contention. Naznim coming off that win against Art of War after previously fighting mix-ups. So again, they're both fantastic wins, and now you're like looking, because this is kind of where it gets a bit tricky. It's this Xbox fight, and it's the Xbox fight above this, which is mix-ups versus Dave. We'll go back to the fight in between. You can't see the card, but we can. Which is mix-ups versus Driz, and that fight in itself is nutty, I think is the easiest way to say it.
No, wait, take a step back.
Okay.
This fight between Dave and Naznim, I'm laughing so hard because they're both so chronically on Discord. So the shit talk between them is probably putrid between every server that they're in together. Which they're
fairly friendly though.
But no, they are. But every time they fight anywhere, they do get brutal. I've seen them get funny before. They get like funny brutal. So look out for that. Naznim is also the creator of the banana picture, as I pointed out earlier. So I do want to see nothing more than him get knocked the fuck out and left cold on the canvas. But I don't know if we will see that.
Yeah, well, tune in on Saturday to find out. I think is the answer to that.
If he wins, I'll eat a banana in the booth.
Well, the fight after that is a fight that also kind of got created from a call out. I think is a simple way.
Versus Blackout. Who called Vuck? Who did Vuck call Blackout?
Both of them were calling each other out. It was really kind of weird.
So actually, this is funny that I just saw this because I was wondering who he was talking about.
But it gets funnier.
I have J Dime's chat up on the side right now, so I'm watching his stream while we do this podcast. Don't fucking judge me. And Vuck was in his chat earlier saying I'm just gonna wrestle fuck him. I'm just gonna grind him out. I'm just gonna wrestle fuck him. And I was like, who the fuck's he talking about? Because I can't hear Jay's bitch ass. I can only see the chat.
Well, it gets worse because because it's at lightweight and Vuck's higher rated. So take a guess at who Vuck banned.
Oh my god, he banned Nick Diaz.
Yeah. He banned Nick
Diaz. Oh my god, he banned Nick Diaz!
Yep. That's what he did. He banned Nick Diaz.
Well, I mean, it was gonna come somewhere. Like, if you're fighting Blackout and you don't fucking ban Diaz, you're a fucking moron. You're a fucking idiot.
Basically, it definitely is that question of, if you're going a weight class that has Diaz in it, you probably just want to get rid of him just because it's Blackout's most fun character that he likes using. So yeah, that's definitely one way to get an advantage.
All right. Do we have picks on that yet or not?
I think it was. I think I saw Dustin Poirier as a pick, and then let me see. Goat versus right is Volk versus Tapoya.
We're talking about Fuck versus Blackout, big guy. That's so down on the card.
Vuck has gone. I'm gonna let you take a guess. It's at lightweight.
Yeah, Charles Oliveira.
No. Who's the other massive wrestler, who's more...
Oh, Islam!
There you go. And Blackout's gone Dustin Poirier. Yeah, him. You know the word. Dustin Poirier. There you go.
I don't know why he didn't go
Rubber guard.
Yeah, because of...
No, Dustin doesn't have rubber guard anymore. They got taken out.
No, he doesn't.
We'll talk about that in a second. We're nearly there. We can nearly talk about the most recent update and how that's affected the game. We're nearly there. I want to stay on the rest of this card. So, we have mentioned Mix-Up versus Driz. Who do you think's winning that?
I can't lie. I really don't want to see Mix-Ups versus Fatinator again. Like somebody needs
Well, Mix-Ups is on a -1, so if he beats Driz, he's not necessarily there. He's going to at least need another winner, probably. It would be the arguable point. Especially after 2 losses already.
I know, but he's still the number one. He's still number 1 ranked. So like,
I feel that's because he went on a massive win streak, so the points have just added up at the very top.
His record's still good. Like
he's 7-4. He's really not bad.
I don't know. I like Mix-Ups. I just don't want to see that fight happen again. I like Driz. I said before I like Driz, and I do think Driz is on a massive fucking come up right now. So I'd see Driz winning that fight, but don't count mix-ups out by any means necessary.
I mean, I kind of lean the opposite way. I think it's Drew's favourite, especially after mix-ups kind of checkered history so far. Like
Wow.
But, I mean, can definitely go either way for certain.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, same.
Fatinator versus Frosty. Fatty the Matty versus the ice cold menace at welterweight.
Would you like to know the picks?
Yeah, go for it.
We have FSK Fatinator as Leon Edwards, and you have Cam Frosty as Usman.
Surprising.
I don't know. Because out of everybody in that division, those two are the two biggest picks. And I think given everything that what Leon Edwards has been through in terms of stat updates and the rest of it, I think Edwards is now on the same level as Usman, as long as you can deal with his jab straights. The main thing Usman has going for him outside of everything else, which is comparable to Edwards, is his jab straight, in my opinion.
I still like Shavkat compared to everybody else in that division.
Shavkat doesn't have an arm triangle. He only has a Von Flu.
I don't care about submissions. He's got a spinning elbow. He's got a fucking death kick. He's got a flying knee. He's got I'm pretty sure he's got a rolling thunder. Like, he's got all the Swaggy style shit.
Shavkat got a rolling thunder?
I think so, and he's got an armbar. Like, that's all I need.
I'm getting that vibe. Genuinely, you'll be happy with. You'll be happy with someone who. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Give me 4-star max and lightweight, and I'm fine.
Yeah. You give that vibe.
I'm having a good time.
Jesus.
Just vibes and cartwheels.
Okay.
Bro.
So who's winning?
Frosty.
Frosty.
Yep, this is the first time. Listen, Fatinator. You watch this. I know you watch it.
Yeah, listen, Fatinator, because apparently...
Listen. I know I said it really fast, but I do think Fatinator wins this, and I'm not backpedaling because I'm scared of Fad. I promise. I fucking promise. I'm a grown man. Mama ain't raised no bitch. However...
What has Frosty done to earn your love this much? I'm genuine.
Frosty's just ice cold. Like, I don't know any way to put it.
Sake.
Frosty's just ice cold, baby. That's it.
God.
That's it. Frosty's just ice cold. I can't help it. Listen, I remember back in like closer to PrimeTime 100 when like Fad and Frosty had like back to back fights almost, or like alternating weeks. And I had Frosty both times because Frosty's ice cold. However, Fatinator's on that run right now. Fad's trying to beat the record.
Fad's just for anybody unaware.
Exactly, and I don't think Fad loses to Frosty like this. I don't think Fad loses here. However, I think if anybody does it this early, it's Frosty. But Fatinator's still my favorite. Fatinator's still the favorite in my opinion, and he's like a minus 800 favorite. Like, it's not close odds at all. It is not even odds. It is not close odds. Fatinator is still a minus 800 favorite, leaving Frosty at like a plus 600 underdog. Like Frosty's still a massive underdog in this. I'm just saying Frosty's ice cold. You can't count him out. But Fatinator's Fatinator.
Yeah, Fatinator is very much Fatinator.
Right now, the undisputed GOAT, arguably pound for pound in both divisions. Arguably pound for pound. We don't know what would happen if he fought Smudger.
Yeah, we do need to see that fight at one point, but neither guy wants to hop on the other console or has it on the other console just yet. So
one day
we may be waiting a bit, but yeah, one day hopefully we will see that fight. So from the co-main event of Fatinator looking to become 9-0 against KM Frosty, we move into the main event, which is Enema Smudger at 7-0 versus #1 ranked interim title holder, our first interim champ of UFC 5, in fact, of aka MG. Who's winning? Smudger.
I'm sorry I didn't answer as fast as the Frosty one. I know I'm gonna get shit for that. I'm just Frosty's ice cold. But Smudger's that guy, bro. Smudger is fucking Smudger. All right? And listen, MG is good. Do not get it twisted. MG is good. MG belongs here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the AKA guys belong here.
Sure.
But Smudger constantly proves there's levels to this. He's done it on his deathbed. He didn't want to do it on his deathbed last week. Champ had to take a break. I understand. He's back, and he's gonna prove that rest did him well.
Okay.
I do think Smudger's like -1,000 favorite. Like in the bag.
It's up for flyweight, which is one of the weights that he's actually lost at quite significantly. Like, I believe Smudger fought B3 Leon Stoles or Word Life. It was one of the B3 guys, because Smudger's only losses to B3 guys for one reason or another.
Yes.
It's a bit weird, but that's beside the point. But so Smudger lost to him at flyweight. I think it was a duck straight, and then the ground and pound afterwards killed him. That was in UFC 4, so maybe that's going to change. I do know Smudger's pick of Brandon Moreno. I'm still waiting for MG to confirm his pick, so hopefully.
All right, so I actually don't change my opinion on that because Smudger did pick Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno is the best fighter in that division. I think if you get your hands on Brandon Moreno, you're solid. Some would argue that it's Figgy, or some would even argue Royval, but
Figgy's blocking flyweight is shockingly bad. And
yeah,
then,
I think Moreno's
is probably the only one closest in my.
I think Moreno's just 10 times better. I mean, TJ's also in that division, but I don't think TJ's touches Brandon Moreno.
I mean, TJ's not great bantamweight either, though.
And then you use Tim Elliott if you want to troll. However,
personally,
yeah,
for Mega.
Okay, yeah, I see that. But however, yeah, Smudger, I still think Smudger wins this fight, and I'm not saying it's a easy fight for him. I'm not calling MG easy by any means necessary. I'm just saying that Smudger's beyond levels this season, and Smudger is going to, especially with a break last week. I think Smudger comes out and fucking.
Fair enough. I mean,
he never left.
That's very much fair enough. I suppose in MG's case, it's very much going to be a case of he's fought for this. He's waited one fight. He's got a guy in. He was originally booked to fight Smudger last week, so he's had more time to look at the tape. So definitely make some adjustments. Is MG the underdog in this fight? Most definitely. Is Cam Frosty the underdog in his fight? Most definitely. Are they completely out of the park, and can these two champs show up and put on a clinic and not have to put any effort in? No. I think they're going to have to put some effort in. I think they're going to have to dig deep in some circumstances, and both of them have got the ability, and it's going to be the case of making the adjustments fairly quickly if they don't want to end up in a very sticky situation in coming into the end of round one.
Yeah, Fatinator and Smudger are very well known for making their adjustments very early on.
And
if they do catch on,
that, especially in this fight.
Yes, if they do catch on early, it could be early finishes, especially with early catch-ons. But once again, we'll see because they do have very strong opponents.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we have run down PT 118? Yeah, PT 118, and we run down PT 19. That has been the tale of the tapes of both last Saturday, and this upcoming Saturday. I suppose the one final thing we probably should talk about would be the most recent patch of UFC 5. How much you played of it? How you enjoyed it?
I liked it, man. I like what they're doing with the patch. You can tell that they are kind of working the stem. There's some people out there that saying the stem's not fixed, and it's not fixed, but
no,
it's definitely a start. And I look at this more as a duct tape patch. Like they're just putting duct tape on things that need work, and they're gonna go back to it later and obviously tweak it out and fix it better once they figure out what they necessarily have to do, because it's easy for us to say this has to get fixed, that has to get fixed, this has to get fixed, but the developer now has to go and code that, and that is tough for said developers, especially developers on this UFC 5 game, because
very much so many intermittent parts have so many effects on each other, and nobody's quite sure how it will work sometimes.
And And they're probably the least paid developers in all of EA because EA,
yeah, that is sadly
no.
true. Yeah, no, I do.
Not laughing.
Yeah,
I generally believe, and I will find out more when I interview Romero Monday after I whoop the dog shit out of him. However, I generally believe that they've had the same budget for the last 4 UFC games, but we'll figure all of that out when we get into it.
Yeah, no.
However, moving forward, the developers have a tough job, so it is hard on them, and I'm very happy to see that they actually look like they care this time around, and they're actually putting hard work into it.
So the removal of negative GA, the better ducking, with how quick you can duck is kind of mental now. But I mean, it's working for its intended purposes. You've got the removal of negative GA, which is allowing a lot more transitions on the ground, a bit more easier on denials. Side control from the previous patches that have been, and the way it's got nerfed now, it kind of leaves side control in a weird position, given the now removal of negative J, which heavily affected side control and the way it worked. So that's a weird position. The long-term stamina buffs with the body shots, the reduction of damage was an interesting move, but for the most part it seems to have worked out really well. But it does also showcase the issues with short-term stam, I believe, with how much you can just throw in short-term. Like, I believe you're not punished enough for that, and it seems to be that more the case now, especially since the long-term stam has been affected.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's exactly what they did. Yeah, all of that seems clean, and like it's definitely getting better. It feels like a better game than it originally did, but once again, it's still just there's still more work to be done, and it's still just simply a duct tape patch, and there will be more. I believe we'll get a general update soon, sooner than later. Hopefully March-ish. I don't think we'll get a big update in February. We will get another patch probably, but
I
do think in March we'll get
February.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
We did get some nice ones in January.
Yeah, we did. We got 5, which
we got
cool,
Ian Gary, Mike Malott, Bruno Silva, Jauton Almeida, who I'm really, really underwhelmed with. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really sad. Like, he's a bit, even though I really quite like the idea of using Jauton Almeida. And then you had Gary, Malott,
and Charles Jourdain.
Oh yeah, Charles Jourdain. He's quite fun in featherweight.
Yeah, they love their Canadians.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you had the Alter Egos.
The Jose Aldo and the Robbie Lawler are fucking crazy. I fucking love them. Yeah. They're my favorite alter egos in the fucking game. I've been only using the Robbie Lawler,
I'm not gonna. I mean, doesn't the man have like 99 cut resistance and 100 recovery or something?
Bro, I don't give a fuck. His power is stupid. Yeah, like you can go in there and just throw fucking overhands. Like I thought Hendo was stupid. Robbie is stupid, bro. Like stupid.
Yeah, Hendo is kind of mental. But again,
I am killing people. Killing people.
I mean, the issue with Hendo though is a midget, a fucking light heavyweight. Like he's short. He's a midget. No.
But Robbie is perfect size. Like
Arlovsky, if you haven't used him yet, actually, it's just it's all about his 5-star straight. It's literally it. So like if you use
grappling with him,
why have you seen his stats? They're insanely shit, and he has no subs. Like he's called Sambo for no reason.
Yeah, that's why I was grappling with him. The fucking Sambo. No. So I was like, am I supposed to grapple with him? No. So I just grappled and I lost every match, so I gave up.
Yeah, no, it's his hands. He's got a level 5 straight. You just cut people with it.
That Jose Aldo is crazy.
I believe he has a new body model, which is why he probably feels a bit better. It's a bit more taller, it's a bit more staunchy, and it just works quite nicely there. So yeah,
fucking sick. But yeah, I really like what they're doing with the alter egos right now. They're doing a phenomenal job with the alter egos. I always give the developers credit where credit is due, and yeah, and I guess the game changers are doing a good job getting the information to the devs. I guess they're doing a wonderful fucking job.
For sure. So, I mean, we've talked about the card, we've talked about both cards, we've talked about the patch, so I think we're all good here, apart from the last thing as we reach the hour mark of... Swaggy, would you like to plug your most recent adventure coming on this Monday?
Yeah, I have everybody knows it got postponed like it was supposed to be 3 weeks ago. It got postponed due to snow in Rhode Island. I'm finally getting up there. I got everything booked. I'm going up there on Sunday. The match is Monday. Time will be announced sometime Sunday, Monday day. So make sure you pay attention to all of the discords and stuff like that. Me and Romero will be tweeting live and making sure everybody knows when the live is starting for the match, but it is happening this Monday. It will be live only on my Twitch, and we will be posting the full match later on YouTube on both platforms. But that probably won't be for a day or two. So if you want to see the match live, make sure you are there for the Twitch stream on Monday. Not sure what time it is now. It is going to be probably between 10 a.m. Eastern time and 3 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see what's up, but I'm unsure at the moment of what time. But yes, me versus Romero, game changer for UFC. Everybody knows Romero. Gonna be a battle. He says he's gonna grind me out for 6 to 7 minutes and then submit me with any submission he wants. And I mean, grind this, grind that. I've been grinding all my life. I'm here every single fucking day grinding. My life is a fucking grind. My stream career is a grind. Everything's a fucking grind. He's not gonna grind me out. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna whoop his ass. And then any of you other game changers can get in next. That's what I gotta say about that, Doc.
Swaggy talking some big shit. So
I'm letting the balls hang on this one.
Yeah, it definitely does seem that way. So that has been PT Postmortem. I think it's the easiest way to say it. We've talked about everything. I think, unless you got anything else to mention.
Nah, I got nothing else to mention.
Yeah, exactly. We've been going for about an hour. So, with that all being said, we are going to be live with PT 119, 3 p.m. Eastern, half 3 Eastern, half 8 GMT UK time. Headlined by Smudger and AKMG, co-main of Fad versus KM Frosty. Yeah, go check it out. If you like what you've heard from this man over here joining me on Swaggy.Kush, go check him out on Twitch and YouTube under the same name. He's a mental person, I think is the only way to say it, if that hasn't given you a clue of how he's been acting tonight, but with his love of KM Frosty, which even to me, bit of a shock. But hey, that's Swaggy for you. So,
Frosty's ice cold.
He's ice cold. Indeed he is. And with that, have a good night. Adios.
We'll see y'all Saturday.